This is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. It's Monday, start of the new work week, and it's a start of new Giant videos. Getting closer and closer to training camp, getting closer and closer to that first preseason game, and of course getting closer and closer to the final goal, which would be week one for the Giants. But I wanted to talk about something here real quick, and that thing I wanted to talk about is going to be Saquon Barkley. Can the Giants survive the 2021 season without Saquon Barkley, or with Saquon providing limited action and missing multiple games? And I think the answer is really simply no. If you think about this and you think about it from a logistical standpoint in reference to the roster and Barkley's talent, a lot of what we need to do in 2021 is going to need to run through the running back position, which is kind of funny to say, run through the running back position. But it's 100% true. Barkley is going to need to be at least, I would say, 85% to 90% of what his former talent was. Hopefully he comes back to 100%. But if you take a deep dive into the Giant roster looking at the running back position, I mean, what do you really have that you can really hang your hat on and say, yeah, this is going to be great? I mean, Wayne Gallman's gone. Wayne Gallman, to me, was never going to be a solution as an every down back. But I think the problem is right now we didn't address anything, really in free agency, and we really didn't look into anything to the draft to try to find a potential featured back if Saquon Barkley is, gone for an extended period of time. Everyone's going to talk about Booker. Everyone's going to say, oh, Booker is good. He's going to be the steal. Yeah, he's a 6-year pro, 29 years old, who's been the steal a lot. I'm not saying he can't contribute to the team because I think he can, but I think the problem is you're relying on the guy that's been in the league for quite an extended period of time, has played in 77 games, has only carried the ball 382 times. He had 4 years in Denver where he was kind of just, outside of his rookie season where he rushed for over 600 yards, but only rushed for 3.5 yards a carry. He hasn't done much in his career. I mean, just look at what he's done in Denver. And he played fairly well in a limited role with the Los Angeles Raiders. But if Barkley's not around, do you really want him carrying the mail? Do you want him carrying the load? I mean, just think about that. And it's another thing if you think about, you're going to go with Corey Clement? Corey Clement, the Eagle cast-off? I mean, come on. He's another guy who can be a 16-week bell cow. And carry the load for the team. He's going to be a nice change of pace back, a nice guy that can come out of catch some balls out of the backfield. We drafted Brightwell out of Arizona. You don't know what you're going to get out of him. You got Elijah Penny, who's still on the roster. I mean, but if you take a look at what we're sitting here with, I know a lot of times worry about, I know a lot of times we worry about the depletion of things like the not having a true defensive end or maybe needing at least another 1 to 2 starting linebackers. But are you going to rely on Armstead, the guy we picked up from the Jaguars, who opted out of COVID in 2020? He could potentially be a strong inside runner, and it's intriguing, but they're also saying that he dropped a few catchable balls in minicamp. And he's probably right now behind Corey Clement and Brightwell. It's one of those positions. It just reminds me of a couple years back, like I said, when Travis Rudolph had to start at the wide receiver position because we didn't, due to injuries and not fulfilling the depth we needed at wide receiver. And with coming back from an ACL, and Barkley, people forget, had his surgery late. He had to wait till the swelling went down, and he didn't have it till, October, November? So right now, he's potentially 7 months away, 7 months into his rehab? That could potentially take 12 to 18 months. Yeah, guys will come back in 8. But you also don't want to rush your running back, who we need, back, and get him hurt again. Because how many times have we seen that? How many times have we seen running backs or just players in general come back from a knee injury or any type of injury and re-injure or re-aggravate that injury because they came back too soon? I've said this before. I don't see Barkley coming in until maybe week 2 or 3. I think he'll be in camp. Of course he'll be in camp because contractually he should be in camp. I love when people are like, look at all the guys that showed up for mandatory minicamp. Well, yeah, they're contractually obligated to be there, guys. I just think that's funny. Yeah, your contract says you need to be to the mandatory minicamps. I'm not too excited about that. I'm not sitting there like, ooh, they showed up to mandatory minicamp. Because there's a key word in that sentence, mandatory. But I'm not seeing Barkley maybe come back to like week 2. And then you're probably going to slowly work him into the system. You're not going to just give him 25 carries. I'm hoping that the Giants have a plan B. And what do I mean by plan B? I'm hoping they have a idea to maybe pick someone up on the waiver wires. You know, once guys start waiving people at the end of camp. Maybe there's a couple other options out on the free agent market that they could potentially bring in. Because I am a big proponent with going with youth. I like the Giants' youth movement. I really do. But I don't like the fact that sometimes behind youth is more youth and you don't have depth. And this offense is going to probably have to be predicated, of course, on motion, deception, and play action. And you're going to have some type of running game to let the passing lanes get open for Kenny G and Tony and Darius and Evan Ingram. Because if the Giants can't effectively run the ball and that run is not respected, it's going to be just like it was last year. They're just going to key off on the pass. And then if you're trying to put Daniel Jones in a situation where he can win, that's probably not going to be the best way to do it. So we have to hope, and hope is what we have right now because it's only June. But you got to hope that Saquon Barkley has a miraculous recovery. He comes back in. Like I said, I don't need him to be who he was his rookie season this year. I just need to we need him to be someone that the other team respects in our offensive backfield when it's time to carry the mail. And again, this is Tom of the Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like, you can subscribe. If you're going to play your own news, that'd be awesome.